This Sexual and Gender-Based Awareness Week is structured across the country. We are launching it in Kampala. Tomorrow we will be in Hoima, Changwali. We will have prison visits on Wednesday.
My greatest thanks this year for the refugee leaders, some of whom will be speaking today, who gave us the theme of this year's awareness raising. The theme is from sexual violence in conflict to domestic violence in peace. When we say that sexual violence is a weapon of war, to me there is no doubt about it. Sexual violence is a weapon of war. Sexual violence in war immobilizes the perpetrator's victim or enemy. Sexual violence breaks down the victim's support systems. It makes that person's community less and less able to engage in war with their attackers. In short, sexual violence is a better weapon than many bombs.
And yet we know that the question of domestic violence, which is defined to include sexual abuse, moves beyond the law and the use of sanctions, and covers deep sexual and gender identity issues, and it covers bigger issues such as gender inequality, the question of patriarchy, power relations. When combatants in northern Uganda, whether they were the LRA or UPDF, moved from the trenches and included rape as a weapon of war. When men and women in the Uganda displaced people's camps were subjecting each other to violence, it was a question of power, subjugation, and domination. Therefore, if we are to tackle the question of sexual violence, whether in conflict or in the home, we must tackle the root causes of that sexual violence. And we must continue being open. You've heard voices of violence against lesbians, gays, transgender people, etc. I call upon you to join me and us in fighting the anti-homosexuality bill, a proposed law that seeks to deprive LGBT people of their citizenship. Let's sensitize the communities about the value of human dignity of all people, whether they are prisoners of war, whether they are family members, etc.
The refugees are coming every day, but we have since February 2013, every day new refugees coming, particularly from Congo DRC conflict. Unfortunately, we know that among the number of refugees, many suffered violence during the conflict, sexual violence. Just to give you a data, just to give you a number, since January 2013 up to now, only in Kampala we have more than 40 refugees that came to report sexual cases violence. And this is a little number because unfortunately we know that many more in the refugee settlements and many more also in Kampala that have been survivors but didn't report yet or didn't report. So a refugee already lost the house You lost your community, your friends, you lost your families, you lost your security. But we are here to tell you that you don't lose the dignity. We can make together. We can, from an experience of violence, put the seed of peace, put the seed of hope.
I join all of you in starting this week of raising awareness about sexual gender-based violence. From sexual violence in conflict to sexual violence to domestic violence in peace. Is it jumping from a frying pan to the fire or fire to the frying pan? So it presents a very pathetic situation that we shouldn't be proud about. This act violates human rights. It presents medical complications. Psychological impacts are enormous. And most of these are in the negative sense, like it has already been elaborated. But also, it endangers the core of society, which is family cohesion and stability. I join the rest in saying that I'm comforted by the fact that we've decided to talk about this issue. And it becomes more impressive that we recognize that there are perpetrators, there are victims, and above all now, there are support groups coming up to address this notion. It's also clear that the perpetrators and victims are from all gender and orientation. This is not a call for government only. We need a multi-sectoral approach to this issue. The churches, government institutions, LCs, humanitarian agencies, local leadership, and you, the refugee welfare committees. I would like to call upon the humanitarian agencies, and in this respect for the refugees, and specifically UNHCR. Sexual gender-based violence is a reality, and the requisite support under your mandate as international protectors for refugees should be given to community services to address this matter. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to thank Refugee Law Project specifically, as I conclude, for organizing this awareness week, and I would like to request you count on government support and specifically the Department of Refugees as we enhance the management and protection of refugees in the country. Thank you so much, and I wish you a good week of awareness.